Good morning, welcome and thank you for joining us at the 8th annual AGS Remembrance service. Shortly, students will be making their way onto our yard to join staff and students from all schools across the Legacy Learning Trust and members of the local community as we come together to remember the sacrifice of servicemen, women and their families, allowing us to hope for a more prosperous and peaceful future. As many of you will know, Remembrance honours those who serve to defend our democratic freedoms and way of life. At AGS, we unite across faiths, cultures and backgrounds to remember the service and sacrifice of the armed forces community from the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. We pay tribute to the special contribution of families and of the emergency services. We acknowledge innocent civilians who have lost their lives in conflict and acts of terrorism. You will see a number of members of staff today wearing specific brooches to remember certain elements of the armed forces. People like Bernard Morgan. At just 20, Bernard was the youngest RAF sergeant to land in Normandy. You will also see our Acklam Grange School Combined Cadet Force and Duke of Edinburgh students who will be in position throughout the service. Their commitment to service and remembrance is inspirational. You will also see a number of staff and students wearing the symbol of remembrance, the red poppy, a sign of both remembrance and hope for a peaceful future. Thank you again for joining us this morning and helping us to remember as part of our wider Acklam Grange School community.
Okay, good morning everyone. As the head teacher of Acklam Grange School, I'm really proud to extend a warm welcome to everybody here today as part of our Acklam Grange family to participate in our very special AGS Remembrance service. Remembrance is a foundation upon which our society stands. It is a duty to recall the sacrifices, the heroism of those who have given all for what we take for granted today. From the trenches of World War I to the far-flung corners of the globe where our servicemen and women continue to serve, their unwavering commitment to the values we hold dear forms the very essence of our identity today. Remembrance is not merely an annual event. It's an ongoing tribute to the countless individuals who, throughout our history, stood in the face of adversity and fought for the principles that make Britain what it is today. Their sacrifices remind us that our freedom, our democracy, and our way of life are not to be taken for granted, and we remember to honour their memory and to ensure that their legacy will always live on. Service too is the natural progression of remembrance. It is a call to action, a reminder that we must not only recall the past, but also work diligently to uphold the ideas for which so many laid down their lives. Service comes in many forms, whether it's the dedication of our armed forces, like our Combined Cadet Force, the tireless work of healthcare professionals, or the countless volunteers like our Duke of Edinburgh students who selflessly give their time to better our community and preserve the values we hold together. We remember today in the brooch worn by Mrs. King that embodies all those that have served, put in service before them, people like Bernard Morgan. At just 20, Bernard was the youngest RAF sergeant to land in Normandy, where he said there were so many landing crafts and ships arriving. As they waited for their time to land on the beach, they watched on as other ships were destroyed and many soldiers lost their lives. Bernard is keen for younger generations to know exactly what went on during the war and to appreciate the sacrifices that those lads and lasses, as he calls them, made so that we can enjoy the freedom that we have today. He's actively involved, even at his remarkable age now, with the RBL Poppy Appeal, because service is for life. Inspired by the late Queen Elizabeth II, Mrs. Lima, our CEO, is wearing Her Majesty's 5 poppy brooch. Each represents the service of the Army, Navy, RAF, Civil Defence and women during World War II, and was always worn with great pride and is again today. Service to Britain is not confined to the battlefields or to any particular profession. It is the recognition that we all have a role to play in making our nation a better place for all its citizens. It is the understanding that by giving ourselves we contribute to the collective strength and resilience of our society. In the remembrance of these sacrifices of the past and in the unwavering commitment to the service in the present, we create a bridge between generations in recognition of the bravery and sacrifice of all. We acknowledge that we are part of a larger story, one that has seen the rise and fall of empires, the struggles of generations, and the triumph of democracy and freedom. Through remembrance and service, we honour that story and pledge to be its custodians in the future. Let us remember that remembrance and service to Britain is not merely a concept. They are the lifeblood of our nation that we all live. They connect us to our past, inspire us in the present, and guide us towards a brighter future. Let us pledge ourselves to these principles, ensuring that they remain at the heart of our national identity and that we continue to be a beacon of freedom, justice, and the unity for generations to come. Thank you, and may we always hold the values of remembrance and service. I'm now thrilled to invite your head student team who will read a poem titled In Flanders Field.
In Flanders Field, of his blood, between the crosses row on row, a mark our place and in the sky.
The larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago.
We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and well loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands withdraw, the torch be yours to hold it high.
If ye break faith with us who die, we shall sleep where poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
I am speaking to you from the cabinet room at 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
It was called the war to end all wars, where our men lay buried on foreign shores. In no man's land, where the poppies now grow, to them the dead, how much we owe.
Fields will show our might. We will fight them in the street. The enemy will defeat. For freedom in all its splendor. Never shall we surrender.
veteran of Afghanistan and who is still in service today in the Territorial Army, John Bailey. Recently, a member of his unit, Corporal Stephen Booty, was killed along with 4 others. John spent the day at Wootton Bassett, the day the bodies were repatriated, and on that very evening he wrote the poem as a tribute to his friend. This is John Bailey taking a stand. I ask you to stand with me for the injured and the lost. I ask you to keep count with me of all the wars and what they've cost. I ask you to be silent with me, quietly grateful for our lot, as I expect you're as thankful as me for the health and the life we've got. I ask that you wish them well with me, all those still risking their all. And I ask that you remember with me the names of all those that fall. I expect you are proud, like me, of this great nation of ours too, so still enjoying its freedoms, like me, supporting those upholding them for you. I hope that you are hopeful, like me, that will soon bring an end to all wars, so that you'll have to stand with me no more. And the mourning families, no different from yours, till then be thankful you can stand here with me, thinking of those who now cannot, for those standing here today with me, and at least will show they are not forgot. They shall not grow old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we give our today. Thank you.